Okay, so let's jump into the first topic that I'm going to be speaking about today.
A college degree. I feel like that's really all I got was a college degree. They don't tell you about the things that come up after you graduate. You don't just graduate and get a job. I found that that's just the harsh reality.
You heard it. She said you don't just graduate and get a job. She found out that was a harsh reality. I went to college in 2001. I graduated college in 2005. I realized during that time that you can't just go to college and expect to graduate with a job. You have to put in work. You have to do internships. I went through a hard time in college, working part-time, going to school full-time, having to quit my part-time job to do an unpaid internship, which opened doors for me to break into IT. I found that out back in 2001. First generation college student in my immediate family. This is 2023, 22 years ago. I found this out. This is still going on in households to this day. People not knowing that it's not you just go to college and you get a job. Why is this information not being really understood? I think it's being shared because it's out there all the time. People can't get jobs. People can't get jobs. People can't get jobs coming out of college. I know a lot of people who I graduated with did not find a job. And you know the reason why? It's because they didn't work while they were in school. They didn't hustle. They thought they were going to graduate and then it's time to find a job then. I have a niece who's at the University of Oklahoma. She works in the summer. She's basically doing an internship at her grandpa's company right now. Something that she can put on her resume so that when she graduates, she already has professional experience. Not 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You're competing with people already who's been a professional. You don't just go to college and think you're going to have fun and choose a shitty degree and think you're going to come out making money. It's delusional. Statistics are out there. You have to do your research. Let's hear it. The underemployed.
Of course, go to college, graduate, find a job, move out of state, because that's always something that I wanted to do.
Asia Tillman graduated from college in November 2020 with a bachelor's degree in marketing. Now, more than a year later, she's working as a trainee at a car rental company and living with her mom.
It's entry level and I make $15 an hour. You don't need a college degree to do what I'm doing.
Entry level, making $15 an hour. Somebody do the math for me. How much is that a year? $31,000 a year, guys. Entry level, $31,000 a year. Back in 2005, after I graduated, my first job as in the workforce was a software engineer, and I was making $48,000 a year. That was 20 years ago, guys. Well, almost 20 years ago. I'm old. You have people coming out of school with a marketing degree making $31,000 a year, guys.
Everyday stuff like answering phones, making reservations, walking around cars. You don't need a college degree for that at all.
What Asia's talking about is underemployment, doing a job that underuses her 4-year education. One study found 43% of college grads are underemployed, and it's happening to more women than men, even though women earn the majority of bachelor's degrees. Black and Hispanic students face even higher levels of underemployment.
I feel confused sometimes because it's just like I had this idea of what my life would be like at this age. And
I wonder what that idea was. Because leadership in a household, leadership in life, watching content like this will give you a good understanding of what you could accomplish in your life. It'll give it to you. But not having that leadership in a household, not having that leadership around to give you the guidance will leave you thinking that just going to college and getting a marketing degree is going to allow for you to come out making a whole bunch of money, become an Instagram star, date any man that you want to date any woman that you want to date. It's a lie. You don't have to go to college to be making $31,000 a year, guys. You can make that with a high school education. You can make more with a high school education. And I'll get in some ways that you can actually do that. Let's continue, though.
That's just not exactly how it is.
Study after study shows that students pursue a college degree as a bridge to opportunity. Too often, colleges and universities don't like to talk about careers. And it's especially doing a disservice to students of color and to women who don't necessarily have the social capital to navigate their way to a good job without the support of learning the right things in the classroom and getting the right connections into good jobs.
Here's the piece of it that I want us to think about, guys. You see this young lady, pretty lady, comes from a great home, it looks like. And one of the principles today in our basketball league was leadership. And I'm going to hit on that quite a bit today. Because when you have people who haven't been exposed to what it's like to succeed in their career, then they make mistakes like this young lady has made. Not intentional, just being blinded by not being exposed to somebody who is out there getting it. That's why a lot of the times, the majority of my audience, I got to say this, guys, are men. I'm going to say this. And the majority of them are men that look like me and men that this resonates with. This is the reason why I have the community that I have and built it the way that I built it. It's because men need to step up. Men need to fucking step up. Need to step up to be a better father. Need to step up to be a better husband. Need to step up to be a better friend. Need to step up to be a better co-worker. Need to step up to be a better boss. When you don't step up, you have people like this young lady going out there blind, thinking that just a simple degree and going to college for 4 years is going to help her make a whole bunch of money. You have people who think that being unhealthy, they can get any man that they want. You got people thinking that they can do whatever they want. It's not the case. So men, we need to step up, myself included. That's why I get on here every Saturday. That's why I have the conversations that I have with the men that I'm around. We need to shoot for more. We need to become leaders. We need to become better bosses. We need to become six-figure earners. We need to become millionaires. Because once we're able to see that and show that and become that, we can help others do the exact same thing. When we become bums, other people are going to become bums. The people that look up to us. When we're not on our purpose, other people aren't going to be on their purpose. When we don't show up, other people aren't going to show up. Ratchetness exists. Having 2 baby daddies, but still wanting a guy who makes $200,000 a year. Ratchetness exists, but still think they have something to say to somebody who's married to a white woman, who is a better contributor to the community than they are, because they're causing the statistics to increase in the area that it doesn't need to increase, instead of increasing in the area where it needs to increase, such as wealth building and money and earnings and kids born in households where they're getting the full support, and it's a balance. Yet you have so many people out here who think they're so community focused, but yet when you have 4 or 5 different baby daddies or baby mamas, you have something to say to somebody who's a millionaire, who owns 11 houses, who only rents to people who look like him. That's why you aren't taken serious. That's why nobody listens to you. Men, we need to step up. We need to step up. That's why it's out of control. Lack of leadership. And it's going to continue to do so until you step up.
That means that women are starting out behind. So if you start out behind, then that could go a long way toward explaining why women...
You start out behind because you haven't been given the opportunity to start ahead. You haven't been given the opportunity to start ahead because of decisions that has happened in your family. It's another thing that I want to talk about too, guys. Our decisions count. I'm here today because of the decision that happened somewhere in my life. Could have been my great-grandfather. Could have been my great-grandmother. Could have been my grandmother. Could have been my grandma. Could have been my mom. There are decisions that happened and why I'm here today. Why I'm here in the United States. If you come from a family line that doesn't have their shit together, know that you can be that change as well. Where that decision that you make today can change the outcome of your entire family tree going forward. Maybe then you won't have young ladies going to college, getting worthless degrees, thinking that they can have somebody who's making over $200,000 a year, $150,000 a year, going on these shows, Kendra G and so forth, embarrassing themselves. Because when real people look at it, or real people who are in a different class and have a little bit more exposure to the world and understand how it really works, they don't pay those people attention. They're laughed at. When other people come around of other ethnicities and races and see this foolishness, they laugh. They say, I'm not taking that serious, because it's not serious. It's a joke. Stop being a joke, guys. Being a joke is only fun for a certain amount of time. You know how somebody keeps saying the same shit over and over and they just keep saying it. Next thing you know, it gets so boring and you want to slap the shit out of them. That's where we are. That's what I think when I see ignorance. That's what others think when they see ignorance. Stop being a joke.
Across the arc of their careers are earning less than men.
No staff member just cared about me. Nobody mentored me. Not that they have to, but it's just like nobody cared to do that or even offer me that option. And I looked for options, but I never found anything.
She looked for options, but she never found anything. Why? Uncle, where were you? Dad, where were you? Grandpa, where were you? This young lady's 20-something years old. Dad probably in his 40s or 50s. Uncles, 40s or 50s. Where are you? I got an 8-year-old who just had open heart surgery. If she's 8 years old and she knows that she won't be going to college for a dumbass degree, at 8 years old, you realize how far some people are behind. I realize how far I am certain times behind as well, too, because the lack of exposure that I've gotten growing up at certain points in time as well, too. People knew things in high school that I know now. I'm like, God damn, I'm behind. Time to catch up. Uncle, where are you? Where are you? Her pops, where is he? Why isn't she listening?
I'm a first generation college student, so nobody knows the path that I've been walking, the journey that I've had. At the end of the day, it's just me. College, it can be a good thing, but it's not what it's painted out to be. I don't feel like I got anything tangible, like an actual career, something that could set me up in the future. I don't feel like I got any of that. I feel like I got student loan debt. That's what I feel like I got. About $30,000.
$30,000 in debt, only making $31,000 a year, guys. I know I went off on a bit of a long-winded tangent this morning. Playtime is over, though, guys. I'm going to say it like this, man. Playtime is over, man. If you're playing, if you didn't set the goals, if you aren't hit your goals, playtime is over, man. It's over. She went the wrong direction. She's making $31,000 a year. What's a solution? This is a solution. Course careers. This is a solution. Smart lady, marketing degree. Smart lady, marketing degree. Went to school for 4 years, coming out making $31,000 a year. You can work in a grocery store making $31,000 a year. Nothing against people who stock shelves. You went to school to advance in your life. So that means that you wanted to make money. You want to have a good salary. You want to earn a good living. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go to school to do that. Course Careers is a partner of ours. They have classes in how to break into IT, how to level up and break into tech sales, how to become a digital marketer, how to get into customer success. All of this without a degree. And for a low price of $500, you can gain the skills that you need in order for you to break into an entry-level role. I had hundreds of people who's going through Course Careers, spent the $500, 450 use Antoine 50. Finish it in a month, sometimes less than a month, sometimes 2 weeks, depending on how hungry they are. Put themselves out there to the job market. Break into tech sales. First job, $54,000 a year. Base salary. OTE, $80,000 a year. More money than a college degree, going full 4 years, coming out of debt, coming out of school with $30,000 in debt, only making $31,000 a year.